Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
All right, let's take it from the top again. Places. Action.
Well, let's see, we have on the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I say, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third.
Are you the manager?
Yes.
You going to be the coach, too?
Yes.
And you know the fellow's name?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Classic Radio Rewind. I'm Barry Slinker, and this week we have an action-packed 60 minutes ahead of us, as later we'll hear from Joel McRae and Tales of the Texas Rangers from 1949. But to start us off this week, we'll dive into an episode of The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Tom Collins. Frank Race was a former attorney who, after serving in the Office of Strategic Services during the war, became an adventurer whose business involved international insurance scams. He often traveled the world and faced dangers, unraveled mysteries, and encountered a variety of characters. The series is remembered for its adventurous storytelling and intriguing plots. From July 22, 1950, this is The Adventures of Frank Race with the episode titled The Adventure of the 6-Week Curse. It's Classic Radio Rewind episode number 67, and it begins right now, brought to you by the WOTR Radio Network.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov. The war changed many things, the face of the earth and the people on it. Before the war, Frank Race worked as an attorney, but he traded his law books for the cloak and dagger of the OSS. And when it was over, his former life was over too. Adventure had become his business. The Adventures of Frank Race. And now we join Frank Race for the adventure of the 6-week cure.
Reno, Nevada. A simple city like any other American city, but one made notorious for its gambling clubs and for harboring the sickest people in the world. The temporary home of would-be divorcees taking the 6-week cure from the ills of marriage. You could see their strained white faces on the streets and in the restaurants and the clubs. The faces of women not quite sure what had happened, not quite sure why they were here, not quite sure where they were going tomorrow.
You know something, Race? All my life I've been hearing about gay divorcees. But the babes around here do not look so gay to me.
There's nothing gay about a marriage that doesn't work, Mark. For most of them, this is the bitter end of a sweet dream. That's never fun.
Yeah. Well, leave us not stay around and be pallbearers, huh? You got your business for the insurance company all cleared up. Leave us get back to New York.
What's your rush? We can take a little vacation. Some great fishing in the mountains here.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. Not with me. I remember the last time. I got more hooks into myself than I got into the fish. Besides which, I wind up eating nothing but bread because it is the only food we have which don't have bones in it.
All right, Marcus, you win.
Besides, I'm not so sure that you'd go fishing.
What do you mean?
There is a dish sitting at that table over in the corner, and she has been making passes with her eyeballs ever since we come in here. And she ain't no trout.
Where?
Huh?
Oh, it's Olga Petrov.
You know her? Yeah, she's coming over.
I most certainly do know her. Olga, baby.
Race. Oh, Race, I wasn't sure it was you.
Olga Petrov. If there's a better ballerina in the world, I've never seen her. She moved with infinite grace, and your heart left your body to walk beside her, on stage or off.
It's been so long, Race.
Paris, just before the Germans took over.
You left without saying goodbye.
Boris was jealous, remember? And with good reason. I was beginning to fall in love with you.
That's nice, Race. That's very sweet.
Oh, excuse me, Olga. This is Mark Donovan, my very good friend.
Hello, Mr. Donovan.
Oh, baby, sing it again. Hello.
By the way, how is Boris?
He's fine.
He's here with you?
He's here, Race, but not with me.
Don't tell me that you're...
Yes. I'm here for what you so quaintly call the 6-week cure. Divorce.
I'm really very sorry to hear that.
Where are you staying, Race?
Well, we're really not staying. We came in on the plane this morning to settle a claim. We're going right back.
Race, please stay for a little while. I am in trouble, desperate trouble. I am staying at a dude ranch 10 miles out on the highway. There are accommodations open.
Mark will drive us out. We can talk it over on the way. What went wrong, Olga? I know you didn't take your marriage lightly.
I guess I am a war casualty, Race. Even at this late date. The ballet is ruined temporarily in Europe. They can't support it. Not on the scale Boris demands. They can barely find food.
I know.
So we came to America. You know Boris. You know how he likes to live, like an emperor. He found somebody to finance a tour.
Patron of the arts?
I would hardly say that. He was financed by a man named Joe Rockland.
Big Rocky the Hood? Financing a ballet company?
That's right, Race. Big Rocky, as you call him, is in love with me.
And he's forcing you and Boris to split.
I wish that were so. If it were, we could run away. But it isn't. There's another woman.
Another woman? Boris must be blind.
He isn't in love with her. At least, I don't think so. But she's very wealthy. That's an attraction Boris cannot resist.
Want to tell me who she is?
Fran Maitland.
Wilson Maitland's wife. But she's still married.
She's here too, Race. Getting a divorce. We are all what you call one big, happy family.
She started to cry, and I put my arms around her. She wasn't meant for tears, not this baby. Her perfume was taboo, exotic like everything else about her. Even if Fran Maitland had all the money in the world, Boris Petrov was a chump to give this up.
I'm sorry, Race. All I know about dancing or life, I learned from Boris. He has been all things to me. I don't relish the thought of being alone.
I know. And you're going to find it difficult to be alone with Big Rocky after you. Very difficult. The bar Triple X Dude Ranch was very much on the sedentary side so far as the guests were concerned. The most strenuous activity seemed to be the lifting of cocktail glasses. But there was nothing sedentary about the owner of the ranch, Ma Westcott. She was pressing 70, but doing it the hard way. This gentle old lady, believe it or not, could sit on a Mustang like Roy Rogers. She could also pilot her own helicopter.
Understand you're something of a flyer, too, Mr. Race.
I've never been checked out in a helicopter.
It's good for keeping the herds in sight. Most ranchers think I'm crazy, though.
It's something new in range riding. They'll come around, Mrs. Westcott.
Maybe you'd like to come with me someday and see how big this ranch really is.
Anytime.
Good. Get you away from these crazy females for a while. Women oughtn't to be without their men, folks. It makes 'em mean.
Mom, been looking all over for you.
It's my son, Buzz. What do you want?
Oh, that fool woman, Mrs. Breyer, ain't back my ride yet. She must be lost. Someone ought to go find her.
You were supposed to go with her.
Well, I had other things to do.
Sure. Shining up to that Fran Maitland. Now, I told you to stay away from the guests.
Now, don't go yelping at me. You're coming or ain't you?
I'm coming. Excuse me, Mr. Race. I'm going to close down this guest business and get up some...
Old girl's quite a character, ain't she?
He spoke from just behind my left shoulder, but I didn't have to see his face to know him. Joe Rockland, Big Rocky. Hardly the type to be calling anybody else a character. I turned and looked into those small black eyes. He was wearing a bow tie, and if it had been the kind that lit up, it would have spelled murder done cheaply.
You getting a divorce, Race?
I'm not married, Rocky.
Oh, there are several kinds of divorces. Sometimes a guy gets his arm broke. That's a kind of a divorce from using it anymore. And sometimes a guy gets tired of living and signs off. You could call it a divorce.
What you say and what you mean aren't the same.
You're smart, Race. I sort of feel there ain't no reason for you to be in Reno.
I'm a friend of Olga Petrov's. She's playing a tough hand. I want to stick around until the cards are counted.
Boris and me can take care of that. I don't remember inviting you to my wedding.
I'm coming anyhow, just to make sure there's no shotgun pointing at the bride.
So you really did come for a divorce. The tough kind. Well, from now on, I'm your lawyer. Gonna handle the whole thing for you. Starting with a broken arm.
Afraid you're even going to supply the arm, Rocky. Let me go, Reese. All right, go. Now get out of here.
I'll see you again, fella.
I'm sorry, everybody. We're old friends. He gets playful.
You think you're pretty good, don't you, huh? Big man, tough guy. Just like my husband.
Sorry to evoke unpleasant memories, Mrs.
Mrs. Towner. Mrs. Robert Towner. But you can call me Sylvia, because you're just like him. Just like my big, tough husband. What's your name?
Race. Frank Race.
Huh. Sure of yourself, aren't you? Just like Robert. Well, you're just a man. Just another heel. I'll be rid of him in another week. What do you think of that, huh?
Congratulations.
I'm lonesome. I don't like to be alone. I'm almost 30 and I don't like it. I gave him 10 years. Now I'm alone.
You could go back to him, Sylvia. Ever think of that?
I don't think of anything else. But I can't. You know why? He doesn't want me back. Because I had him arrested for hitting me. And I should have killed him.
You better come outside. People are staring at
Why
you.
do I care? Yeah, sure. I'll come out.
Now get a grip on yourself.
Take your hands off me.
Stop it. You're getting hysterical.
Take your hands off me. Let go.
All right.
I never want to see another man again as long as I live. Give me that horse.
Yes, ma'am. Well, Grace, you seem to have lost your way with the ladies.
Oh, hello, Boris.
Olga told me you were here.
Olga told me a lot of things, too. What are you setting her up for?
We are getting a divorce, that's all. That should not disturb you. You are very fond of Olga. Of course, you may have some rough competition this time.
Don't be a fool, Boris. That girl never looked at anybody but you. You've been her whole life.
She will find another life, just as I will find another one.
With Fran Maitland, your new life might be more interesting than you think. More interesting and less peaceful.
Is that so, Mr. Race?
I hadn't seen her come around the end of the ranch house, but suddenly she was there. A striking woman of 35. Everything about her was reckless. Her face, her figure, the way she wore her clothes. I had met her once before investigating the loss of some jewelry. And once met, Fran Maitland was not easily forgotten.
Let's hear your theories about life with me, Mr. Race. It might brighten my day. I've been bored.
That's your trouble, baby. You get bored too easily, and it takes a new man to snap you out of it.
Mm-hmm. Are you volunteering, Race?
For assignments like this, I never volunteer.
I do not like your attitude, Race.
I do. I love it. I'm finding you more and more intriguing, Race.
Don't try too hard. I don't fit into your collection of oddities. I'm not an artiste like Boris, and I can't match Buzz Westcott's drawl.
What do you mean by that, Race?
I'll tell you what he means. He means I've been riding with Westcott while you've been chasing after Sylvia Towner. She's younger than I am, Boris, darling, but she doesn't have any money. Her husband won't settle a dime.
Well, I can see you two lovebirds have a lot to discuss. Excuse me. Mark and I had only one interest, keeping an eye on Olga Petrov, and we avoided the rest of the guests until night came. It was Ma Westcott who broke up a dull evening for us by taking us for a ride in her helicopter.
I do this every once in a while at night, check up on rustling.
You know, I don't see how you can spot him from up here.
Got a powerful spotlight. Just have to shine it down when I see something suspicious going on. Can see part of the herd up ahead there. You see him in the moonlight?
Oh, yeah.
When we get over him, we'll light up.
Hey, what a gimmick, huh? You think the Texas Rangers would give up their ponies and learn to fly things like these instead, huh?
I'll hang right over him now. Turn on that light, will you, Race?
Sure.
Well, look at that. Hey, they ain't scared or anything seeing a light from way up here.
Mark, they're used to a thing called the sun. It comes up every morning.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait a minute. Look, there on the other side of the herd.
It's one of our horses.
Yes, and he's saddled.
Hey, he's standing by something. What is it?
I don't know, but we better go down and find out. Ma Westcott set the helicopter down, and we walked around the herd to where the horse stood. The animal was nuzzling the thing we had seen on the ground. It was the body of a woman. I knelt over her, A pointed branding iron had been stabbed through her throat. It was Sylvia Towner, and she was dead.
We'll return to the adventures of Frank Race in just about 1 minute. And now, back to the adventures of Frank Race.
Sylvia Towner had had her last drink and her last heartache. Mark stood guard over the body while Ma Westcott and I flew back to the ranch house to call the authorities. There wasn't much to be done, so I went to the cottage to turn in.
Don't go in, Race. It's a nice night.
It was Rocky again. But this time he wasn't playing it on the physical side. He was using science. The science of a deadly automatic. It produced the desired chemical reaction. It dispelled my inclination to ignore him.
I figured we might take a little walk down the road. I got a car there. We could take a spin in the night air. Who knows? Might give you pneumonia.
Or lead poisoning.
Yeah, that's a possibility. You're a cinch to catch a fatal disease.
Like Sylvia Towner?
I got a theory about her, Race. I think you killed her.
I think I can clear myself.
Nah. You and Sylvia had quite a beef today. You were trying to get romantic in broad daylight, and the dame had to scratch you up a bit. Boris told me.
You spin quite a yarn.
Well, it gets more interesting.
Go ahead.
She rides off. You wasn't around all afternoon, so it figures you followed her.
I was in my cottage.
Yeah, but the cops won't know that. You followed her, see? You was mad about them scratches on your pretty puss, and boom, you blew your top and killed her.
You ought to change your brand, whatever you're smoking. You can't sell that to the police.
Oh, I ain't finished. I'm coming to the best part.
Goody.
You went for a plane ride, and who spotted the body? You. That is something a guy always does to cover up. Only after the call for the bulls goes out, you get nervous.
Yes?
So you hop into your rented car, which I have down by the road. You drive out to a lonely spot. Then you take this automatic, which also happens to be yours. I just lifted it. And you blow your brains out. Neat?
Very neat. But there's one weak point.
Yeah? What?
Your chin! Give me that gun.
Sure, here.
Missed again. Come on, let it go. Into the bushes, Rocky.
Race, what is...
Somebody with a long-range rifle trying to get into the act. Keep low.
Give me the gun back so I can blast.
Who's back? Mine? Keep low and stay happy.
Whoever it is took a powder and wouldn't stay around. Lights are going on in the other cottages.
You're right. Now you can get lost, Rocky, and don't come back.
You, my friend, are a real sweet pal.
What's wrong, Marcus?
Leave me out in that cactus with a dame who was in no condition to be company for me. And them coyotes howling. Swell. Thanks for a lovely evening.
It was fully as interesting here. Rocky had me set up for an obituary that would have blackened the family escutcheon.
Talk English. You think Rocky croaked the dame?
I don't know. Anybody could have done it. There are too many people and too many reasons. Even Robert Towner is a possibility, Sylvia's husband. He might be around someplace, but he's very unlikely.
Why?
Because he'd have no reason to be taking rifle shots at me or Rocky. I've got to find out who was behind that rifle, who they were shooting at, and why.
You know something? If we toss this crowd into a mix master, we could whip up a dilly of a cake.
Mark, tomorrow we start a mingle with the guests. Sooner or later, one of them will make a mistake. The next morning, a tennis match got underway, and I found myself teamed in the doubles with Fran Maitland. Our opponents were Olga and Boris Petrov.
Nice recovery, Race.
These are tough opponents. Watch it.
Got it.
Very good, Fran.
And I get this, Race!
Oh, that was a beautiful shot. That's the set for us.
Congratulations.
You are still very good, Race.
Well, we had a win. I don't think I could leap that net as easily as you and Boris do it.
It seems to me it's time for a little liquid refreshment. I'll go back to skeet shooting in the future. It's less strenuous.
Who is that on the horse? He comes like the pictures of the Pony Express.
It's Buzz Westcott. Looks like there's something wrong.
Oh, boy. Oh.
men better come help me. We gotta get a wagon.
What's happened?
It's that Mr. Rockland. Found him out on the range. He'd been shot.
The bullet had gone through Big Rocky's back. And if he had known who fired it, it was knowledge he'd never pass on. He was dead. But his demise filled in one bit of information. He, and not I, had been the target of the long-range rifle of the night before.
How long you reckon he's been dead, Race?
I should say since early this morning, about 5 a.m.
Anybody who's conscious at that hour deserves to be shot.
How can you say such a thing? Have you no heart?
Well, God.
All right, Svengali. This is no place to be choosing up sides.
You fought with him yesterday, did you not, Race?
That I did, Boris. And I may fight with you today if you don't get out of the way and keep quiet. Look at this wound, Westcott.
What about her?
Entered the back between the shoulder blades and came out through the stomach. It follows a downward course.
Does that have a significance, Grace?
Yes. It means that the shot might have been fired by somebody mounted.
Might have come from the top of that hill there, too.
That's possible.
Oh, here comes Ma. Must have told her at the range house.
All of you, get off the range and get back to the ranch and stay there.
Mrs. Westcott, there's no point in blaming anybody for this until we...
I ain't blaming anybody but myself, Mr. Race. I never liked this guest business, and I'm closing it down today. Now, I want everybody off the place by sundown.
Now, wait a minute. I reckon I got something to say about that.
Well, you just reckon again. This ranch is mine until I die, and I ain't close to that yet. You don't like it, you can clear off with the rest. Now, load them on the wagon and follow me.
I'll go with you, Mrs. Westcott.
I don't need an extra hand, Mr. Race. You can go back with your friends.
I don't want you to put them off the ranch just yet. If you do, the murderer may never be caught.
That's none of my affair. I ain't the sheriff.
No, but you're a suspect.
You, mind explaining that?
The shot that killed Rockland was fired from a point above and behind him. It could have been fired by a rider or from the top of a hill. It might also have been fired from a helicopter.
I'd have to have a reason, wouldn't I?
Your son might have been the reason. You told him to stay away from the guests. Sylvia Towner fluctuated between loneliness and hysteria. Maybe Buzz was getting involved with her.
That wouldn't make me kill Mr. Rockland.
It's always easy to tie up a second murder if you have a motive for the first.
Sort of got me corralled, haven't you, Mr. Race?
I don't like it, but that's the way it is.
All right. I'll meet you halfway. Everybody can stay for 24 hours.
Listen, Race, you off your rocker? What do you want to go riding tonight for? You're setting yourself up like a clay pigeon.
It's the only way to play it. We haven't much time. You go into the house and just drop a hint that I've discovered something. It may force a move.
Yeah, like the move Big Rocky got. He rode out of here, too, and he come back very unhealthy.
Yes, he did, but...
What's the matter?
Rode out of here. Did he ride out? There was no horse near him, and it was too far for him to walk.
I don't get it.
He was packed out, Mark. He was killed here and carried out there. Get your flashlight out. Open that corral gate.
Yeah. Look, what are you looking for?
It's just a chance. I'll show you if I find it. One side, boy. Come here, fella. Come here. All right, Mark. Hold the light close.
Yeah.
No. Try that roan there.
Yeah, sure, but if you'd only tell me what...
Here it is. Here it is. Look.
All right, so he's got a streak of dirt on him. So what?
It isn't dirt, Marcus. It's blood, dried blood on his hide. And now I know my mistake.
What's that?
I was looking for one murderer, and there are two. Or rather, there were two.
You mean Rocky was one of them?
Yes. He killed Sylvia to keep her away from Boris. He was safe. There were other suspects with good motives.
Yeah. But who bumped Rocky?
We'll know within the hour. You're still going to spread a little propaganda in the ranch house.
All right, sure. What do you want me to say?
Tell them that Rockland wasn't killed on the range. Tell them I'm checking the scene of the murder.
Yeah, but Race, you don't know where.
Yes, I do. Rocky was killed in his own cottage. That explains the course of the bullet. He was in bed asleep, and the murderer fired the rifle from the window above the head of the bed.
Hey, chum, that's good arithmetic.
I'll stake myself out in his cottage. Go pass the word.
Race,
I'm here, Fran.
couldn't we have a little light?
We don't need it, baby. It's more romantic this way. Besides, I found what I was seeking.
What did you find, Race?
I dug a rifle slug out of Rocky's mattress. It was clever of you to change the linens.
What made you suspect me?
Rocky was a rough customer. Your infatuation with Boris was wearing thin. You wanted to dump him. That didn't gel with Rocky's plan, so he made threats, but you beat him to the gun.
I'm a determined woman. You should get to know me better.
I don't think I'd get to know you for very long, though.
My divorce settlement is quite liberal, Race. I might make you forget a lot of things. Money and me. That should be a tempting combination.
Money and you are tempting. But I imagine there's a rather forbidding pistol in your hand, isn't there?
Yes. I tried to be more clever the last time. A rifle seemed to be a rather unlikely weapon for a woman to use.
Not for you, Fran. You made a mistake. You mentioned skeet shooting as one of your favorite pastimes.
Why don't you move out of the shadows, Race?
To give you a better shot?
That might make it quick and painless.
I have some bad news for you, Fran. Mark Donovan steered you here deliberately. And right at this moment, he's outside the window drawing a bead on you through the screen.
That's right, sister.
Will you...
Help me.
Take it easy, Fran.
I only meant to wing her.
That's all you did. She's fainted. She'll live to stand trial.
Well, you sure got that Olga dame out of a pickle.
I wonder, Mark. Boris has nobody to run to now, so he'll stick to her for a while. It'll give her a chance to be miserably happy for a little longer.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, Race, will you tell me something?
I should be delighted, old boy.
Look. Why did a nice dames always marry heels, huh?
That is one of the mysteries of life, Mark. One of the major mysteries of life.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan, comes to you from Hollywood. Others heard in tonight's cast were Lynn Allen, Charlotte Lawrence, Alice Drake, Michael Ann Barrett, and Tom Holland. This series is written and directed by Buckley Angel and Joel Murcott. The music is composed and played by Ivan Ditmars. Be sure to be with us again this time next week for another dramatic chapter in The Adventures of Frank Race. Art Gilmore speaking. This is a Bruce Ells production.
That was The Adventures of Frank Race with the episode titled The Adventure of the 6-Week Curse, as originally heard July 22nd, 1950. We have more from Classic Radio Rewind when we return with Tales of the Texas Rangers, right after these messages.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
And the wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
Ooh! What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control.
Yikes!
So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
I'm the threat that's already inside the house. In the closet, under the bed, in the car. But I don't want your money or your TV. I can't be scared away or negotiated with. I'm patient and quiet. I don't sleep. You can't call the cops on me. You can't even see me. I'm the threat of family fire. And as long as your guns aren't stored securely, I'll be there. Protect your family. Secure all your guns. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Classic Radio Rewind. I'm Barry Slinker, and coming up next is Tales of the Texas Rangers starring Joel McCrea. A hitchhiker murders a New Yorker and steals his car and clothes. From November 6, 1949, this is Tales of the Texas Ranger with the episode titled Apache Peak.
Wheaties presents Joel McCrea in Tales of the Texas Rangers. On stage tonight, transcribed from Hollywood, another in the Wheaties big parade of exciting half-hour presentations. Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Pearson. Texas, more than 260,000 square miles, and 50 men who make up the most famous and oldest law enforcement body in North America. From the files of the Texas Rangers come these stories based on fact. Only names, dates, and places are fictitious for obvious reasons. The events themselves are a matter of record. Case for tonight, Apache Peak.
Shortly after midnight on October 4 last, a late model blue sedan came to a stop at a traffic light on the highway leading southwest out of Wichita Falls, Texas. While the driver waited for the light to change, a figure moved out from the shadows and tapped on the window of the sedan.
Going toward Haskell, mister?
I didn't hear you with the window up.
Said you're going near Haskell.
I don't know. Where is it? I'm headed for El Paso.
That's my direction. How about a ride?
All right. Hop in.
Thanks. Mighty hard getting a ride. There's your light.
Uh-huh. How far is Haskell?
About 80 miles. But I'm going past there up near Apache Peak. Ain't far from El Paso.
Oh, good. Keep me from falling asleep at the wheel. I gotta be in El Paso in the morning. Business appointment.
You from the east?
New York. I guess the accent sticks out, huh?
Reckon so. What kind of business you in?
Salesman. Airplane parts.
You get tired, I can drive a spell.
Hey, that's a thought. As soon as I start to feel sleepy.
Sure. Give you a chance to rest up. Good.
It's almost 4 a.m. Be in Odessa in 20 minutes. You want to take over?
Yeah.
Guess I can stop any place on this highway. Haven't seen another car in an hour. Yeah, I'll slide over. You get out and come around.
No, you get out.
Well, it's just as easy for you. Hey. Hey, what are you doing with that gun?
I need money, mister, and you got it.
Sure. I'll give it to you. I won't report it or anything. I'll give...
I know you won't, mister.
Tales of the Texas Rangers will continue in just a moment.
Tonight, as special guest, Wheaties champion Robert Feller.
Well, by golly, it's always fun to meet a Wheaties champion, especially when he's as nice a guy as Bob Feller of the Cleveland Indians. Hello, Bob.
Hi, Ed. Are you seeing many baseball games these days?
Oh, you bet, Robert. You eating many Wheaties these days?
What a question. Well, I've been eating Wheaties for breakfast almost every morning for pretty close to 20 years.
And still going strong, huh?
Wheaties are mighty tough to get tired of. I guess Wheaties and milk and fruit will still be my favorite breakfast when I'm too old to climb out of the dugout.
Well, that won't be happening for a lot of years yet. Thanks for stopping in, Bob Feller, a real Wheaties champ.
You know, gentlemen of the audience, this man Feller has a wife and youngsters, even as you and I. His paycheck depends in part on healthy energy, just as ours does. Got my point? We need 'em too. Wheaties, breakfast of champions. Get yours.
And now, back to our story with Joel McCrae as Ranger Pearson.
The body was discovered at 8:15 on the morning of October 4 when a fence rider from a ranch bordering the highway found it in the brush at the side of the road. He reported the discovery to the nearest sheriff, and the sheriff relayed the report to the Texas Rangers. Ranger Jace Pearson was assigned to the case.
There's the body, Jace, under that sheet.
Where was he found, Sheriff?
Oh, about 11 miles east. Must have been dumped out of a car.
Shot 3 times. 1 through the neck and 2 through the chest. .38 caliber?
Yeah. Coroner got 2 of the slugs.
Any identification on him?
Or anything, Jace. Whoever done it even stole the clothes off of him. Except in his shirt and shorts and necktie. And a pack of cigarettes from his shirt pocket. It's all there on the table.
Laundry mark on the shirt. That might help. Coroner say how long he's been dead?
Oh, since 4 or 5 o'clock this morning.
These cigarettes, were they on him?
Yeah. Why? They help any?
Maybe a whole lot. Look at this. New York State tax stamp.
Can you make something out of that?
Only that 1 pack of cigarettes wouldn't have lasted him from New York to Texas. Probably bought a carton or 2 to start out on the trip. So his home might be in New York.
I reckon an awful lot of folks buy a carton of smokes in New York, Jace.
Yeah, but it's a place to start checking that laundry mark on the shirt. It'll be a help if we know who this man is. I'll send these things into the lab, and they can send a wire photo of the mark to New York.
The coroner has some pictures of the body.
We'll put them on the wire, too. You got a deputy to get the stuff to my headquarters?
Sure thing. I'll call him.
Good. And we can get out and check the scene.
Had this little piece of road here blocked off so no cars could wipe out anything.
Good.
Yeah, body was found right in here.
Yeah. Dragged in from the road. Back of the heel scraped along there. Clothing caught on the mesquite here.
What you picking off there?
Little fibers of cloth snagged on here. Lab men get through with these and may be able to tell us what kind of duds they came from. Let's take a look at the road.
Fresh set of tire tracks here on the shoulder, James.
Yeah, I noticed them. Impression's deeper here. That's where they stopped. Look at the marks around it. Body was dragged out of the driver's side.
That makes a difference?
Means the dead man must have been driving. So, there's a good chance it was his own car.
I reckon that adds up. But how about the other fella?
Could be the same old story, Sheriff. A hitchhiker.
Man'd have to be a fool to take a hitchhiker through this country at night.
Yeah, a fool. The trouble with fools is most of them are nice people. And they don't rate being killed. I'm going to play a hunch. Make some work for the highway patrol. Captain Stimson's out on investigation. I may be able to reach him in his car. Unit 10 to Unit 3. Unit 10 to Unit 3.
Unit 3 to Unit 10. Go ahead.
Unit 10 requests all points bulletin alerting highway patrol and ranger units to stop and check all cars carrying New York state plates.
The exhibits you sent over have arrived, Unit 10. You're not just going on that cigarette tax stamp, are you?
No, Captain. Murder scene check indicates victim was driving car he was dumped from. Might have been his own.
Worth trying, I guess.
How soon can we expect report from New York police on laundry mark?
That'll take time, Unit 10. We'll keep you informed. Lab reports on exhibits in a few hours.
We'll keep Unit 3 informed if I move from this location. Unit 10, 10-4. After the 10-4 sign-off, I took the sheriff back to his office. And that's when the hardest part of all hunting began, the waiting. The only thing we knew for certain about the murder car was that it was heading west on the road to Pecos and El Paso. I headed the same way, stopping to ask questions at all the smaller towns, the cafes and service stations, wherever a man on the run might risk stopping. But all the answers were the same.
New York car, you say? No, I don't think so. I only saw one out of state all day from Oklahoma.
Well, thanks anyhow, ma'am.
Sit down and have some coffee and pie, Ranger.
Oh, no thanks. I gotta find a fellow.
No, I'd sure remember it if a New York car stopped here for gas. Ain't seen one in a week.
Well, thanks.
Ranger,
Yeah?
the kid runs the pumps a little while I'm eating. Maybe he saw something. I'll call him out if you want to wait till I catch this fella's windshield.
I'll wait.
Oh, well, gee, I just remembered. The kid didn't sell nothing today.
Well, thanks anyhow.
We've been working on the road all day, senor, but we don't notice nobody.
I guess not. They detour past you 50 yards away.
Only one who might see is Juan. He holds the red flag when a car is coming down there. But he don't even look up. He just hears the car and wave the flag. He's too busy looking in the movie magazine at Betty Gravel.
Well, thanks. By nightfall, I was just outside of Pecos. I pulled into a grove near an auto court, a place I'd stopped before. Let my horse Charcoal get down from the trailer. Barely got him unloaded when another ranger car pulled in.
That's the case?
Yeah, Kurtz.
Howdy, boy.
Howdy. What are you doing down here?
Got a teletype for you from headquarters. Murdered man's name was Roger Bradley, New York City. Salesman for an airplane parts outfit.
Identification positive?
Yeah, pictures, laundry mark, everything. Police up there traced the laundry mark. Bradley's wife identified the pictures.
Was married, huh?
Yeah, 3 kids. Car you're looking for is a 49 blue sedan. Here's the make and license number.
Highway Patrol hasn't spotted it anyplace.
Nope, but here's a list of all the clothes Bradley was carrying on the trip. Pretty complete description.
Can't understand why nobody's seen that car.
Killer might have gotten out of the state. Had a good start.
I hope that isn't it, Kurtz. 3 kids have to grow up without their father because of a gun-crazy hitchhiker.
I know what you mean.
Let's hope he's still in Texas. If he is, we're going to find him.
In just a moment, we continue with Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson.
Next time you bounce out of bed in the morning, well, you do bounce, don't you? Well, okay, let's say next time you get out of bed, head for the Wheaties. Sure enough, head for the Wheaties at 7 a.m. and see how they help at 11 a.m. Yes, they can make a difference at 11, and they can make a difference at the breakfast table. It's likely to be a pleasanter place with a bowl full of crisp little old Wheaties next to your spoon and napkin? The reason is, of course, the wholehearted whole wheat taste of Wheaties. You're getting all that sweet-as-a-nut whole wheat flavor in every Wheaties flake. Pour on the milk, put on the fruit, and dig right in to one of the finest openings any morning ever had. And then, see how much finer the morning itself goes when you've started with breakfast of champions. That full whole wheat really gives with vitality, you know. There's a whole kernel of wheat in every flake of Wheaties. Now, see if you don't notice the difference all morning long. Less of the mid-morning slump, more of the up-and-at-'em punch. Know what I mean? All right, then. You try it. Tomorrow, next day, for a good breakfast or a good morning, start with Wheaties. See yourself how Wheaties at 7 can help at 11.
And now, back to Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson in Tales of the Texas Rangers.
For the next 5 days, Ranger Kurtz and I worked our way west, but we couldn't get a lead. Then on the afternoon of October 10th, 6 days after the killing, we stopped and unloaded our horses at Eagle Flat in Hudspeth County.
Blacksmith's place is open?
Yeah, horses can drink from his trough.
Hey, look at that poke leaning against the fence there. They sure do get dutied up for Saturday night in Eagle Flat.
Yeah. Kurtz.
Matter, Jace?
That suit. No poke ordered that through a mail catalog.
Hey, looks like one of the suits described on the teletype.
Yeah. Let's find out. Howdy.
Well, howdy, Ranger.
You live around here?
Work the Longbow Ranch up near Tabernacle Mountain.
Mighty nice suit you got there. Kind of fancy.
Yeah, ain't it a dinger? From New York, the label says.
New York, huh?
Where'd you get that suit?
Well, I bought off... Now, wait a minute, Ranger. This ain't stolen, is it?
Yeah. And the man it was stolen from is dead.
Oh, man, I just bought it off when a fella come by the bunkhouse.
When?
Oh, reckon it was about 5 days ago. He drove up with a bunch of stuff.
Drove up? And what kind of car?
New sedan, blue.
Notice the license plates on the car?
No.
What do you think, Kurtz?
He's seen our man or he is our man.
Were you on the ranch October 4th?
Well, this is the first time I've been off in it in 2 weeks. I bought the suit, I'm telling you.
Did you buy anything else?
Yeah, this.
Watch your hands.
Well, I'm just going to show you a wallet the fella threw in with the suit.
All right, get it out.
Hey, yo. Paid him $10 for the suit and this.
Identification cards and everything stripped. You take anything out of here?
Well, nothing to take. It's just like I got it, except for my $5 in the money pocket.
Killer took all identification out of these celluloid card holders. Might have left some prints.
Ought to get it to the lab.
Yeah. All right, you better come with us.
Now, look, I didn't do nothing. Where are you taking me?
To the sheriff. You can give us a description of the man who sold you the duds. If your story checks out clean, you got nothing to worry about.
Oh, it's clean.
All right. Let's go. We checked the poke's story at the Longbow Ranch. He was telling the truth, all right. At least we had a description of the man we were after now. About 20 years old, dark, 5'7", about 140 pounds. Kurtz and I unloaded our horses.
Which way we riding, Jace? Come on, boy.
Head north, into the hills.
Road peters out past his ranch, though. Nothing but a trail. We might have turned back to the highway.
Alarm was out by the time he passed here. If he went back to a main highway, the car would have been spotted. He's ditched it up here someplace. Well, let's ride. Get up there, Charcoal.
Get up there, boy.
Yeah. We rode north from the Longbow Ranch, cutting into the mesquite and cedar that flanked the road. It got thinner and more difficult. And just when I thought we might have come too far, we spotted the car.
Reckon that's it?
Let's see. Smart. Rolled it into a gully and then covered it with dirt and grass.
Nobody'd ever spot it unless they were looking for it.
Let's get back and report it. Unit 10 to KTXP. Unit 10 to KTXP.
KTXP to Unit 10. Go ahead, Unit 10.
Unit 10 located blue sedan registered to Roger Bradley, New York City.
All right, Unit 10. KTXP just got report of fingerprints on celluloid card holders of wallets sent in. One set definitely those of murder victim Roger Bradley. Another set identified as being those of Lenny Tripper. Please repeat, Lenny Tripper.
Lenny Tripper. Any line on him?
Wanted by Army for desertion 3 months ago. Description checks. Last known address, lived with father and mother in cabin near Apache Peak.
Car was found north of Longbow Ranch. Apache Peak's about 10 miles further in. We'll investigate. Unit 10, 10-4. It was sundown when we got started. The country we had to go through is tough enough by daylight. It was after midnight when we sighted Apache Peak. There was still a light on in the cabin nested down in the foothills.
Whoa, boy. Easy. Keep kind of late hours up here, don't they?
Too late. Better tie the horses to that mesquite. We'll slip up and look in.
Yeah. Come on, boy. Jace. Something moving over there.
See it? Looks like a couple of burros. Let's take a look at them.
You boys up past your bedtime, ain't you?
Feel them. Both in a sweat, all caked up. Been packing, too. Yeah, the hair's matted down where they've been cinched.
Funny time to be working burros.
Yeah. Come on. Let's see the house.
Look through the window. Man-eaten. Not our boy, though. Too old.
Must be Tripper's father. Look, there's the old lady, too. You go around the back way, and I'll go in through the front. Wait till you hear me knock and get in.
Right.
Open up.
Who's there?
Texas Ranger.
What do you want?
Lenny Tripper.
He ain't here.
Mind if I come in and make sure?
Let him in.
Come on. Oh, what?
Just another ranger at the back, Mrs. Tripper. You want to let him in, too?
Go ahead, man. Don't mind if I finish eating, do you?
No, go right ahead. This your regular mealtime?
I eat when I want to. Nothing out back, Jace.
Where's your boy, Mr. Tripper?
You're the ranger. You find him.
We ain't seen him in a year since he joined the Army.
You haven't seen him in the last 3 months, either. Since he deserted from the Army.
You heard what she said. Get me a smoke more.
If you want to help your boy, you better help us.
All right. I'll help you. He's in Mexico.
Been there more than a month.
Mexico, huh? Thanks. Mind if I have one of those cigarettes, Mr. Tripper?
Yeah, I mind. Reckon you can buy your own?
Well, I just got a hankering for one of those. Can't always get a cigarette like that.
What do you mean, Ranger?
A New York tax stamp on the pack, Tripper. Those cigarettes were stolen from a murdered man 6 days ago.
Murdered man?
Shut up!
What were you doing with those burros outside? They've been packing.
I was bringing some stuff down. Been prospecting up the peak. Abandoned silver mines up there, Jace.
Is your son hiding out one of those mines, Tripper? Were you packing supplies to him?
I told you what I was doing.
That boy's wanted for murder, and if you're smart, you'll take us to him and tell him to surrender.
Do what they say, Pa. Do what they say.
Shut up!
Leave her alone.
I didn't know about the murder. He just said the Army was after him.
Come on, Kurtz. We better go up after him.
Oh, don't hurt
Go
him.
ahead, Ranger.
Don't hurt
Go after him. He'll kill you, that's what he'll do. He'll kill you.
We had had to go up on foot. It was too treacherous for the horses, and trailing over that rocky ground in the darkness slowed us to the crawling speed of an overfed snake. There got to be less earth and more rock, and the burro tracks grew fainter. So we tried to pick them up by moonlight and flashlight.
It could have gone in any direction from here, Jace. Can't pick up a mark.
Seems to level off a bit on that shelf ahead. Might be a narrow trail there.
Hope so. Getting steeper.
Not too steep for burros. Kurtz.
What?
A dwarf oak here. Flash your light. Yeah, that's it. Hold it.
Anything?
Yeah. Branch bent. It's been brushed. Look here, been nibbled a bit, too. Recent. Torn leaves are still fresh.
Well, we're headed right, then. Must have gone straight ahead between those big rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it, all right. Look at the side of the rock.
Flecks of mica peeled off. Little fiber stuff.
Pack ropes must have scraped it.
Let's keep going. We finally reached the summit where the oaks and cedars fought for whatever slight grip their roots could get on the earth between the rocks. Dawn found us on a high shelf facing a rise that led to the open mouth of an abandoned silver mine.
Trail leads straight enough now.
Yeah.
He's there, Jace.
Yeah, but 20 feet back in. He could pick us off and we'd never even get to see him. Stay down and keep the hole covered.
What are you going to do?
Just call him out.
Tripper! Lenny, Tripper!
He ain't going to answer, Jace.
You can't get out, Tripper.
Stay down, Jace.
Now he's got a rifle as well as that .38 he killed Bradley with.
You gonna come out, Tripper?
Why don't you come in, Ranger?
If we'd only packed a stick of dynamite, he'd come out soon enough or be buried in there.
Maybe the idea of dynamite would be enough. Go over down the shelf and let him see you just once on the way. Not long enough to draw a bead. Maybe we can bluff him.
Why don't you go down and let me...
It's my idea. I'll stay. Go ahead.
Be careful, Jace.
You missed him, Tripper.
I won't miss the next one.
You're not gonna get another shot. He went down to our burrows to get some dynamite. We're gonna seal you in there, Tripper. You better come out.
How do I know you ain't gonna kill me on sight?
I won't if you do what I tell you. Leave your rifle in there and come out with your hands clasped behind your head.
Put your rifle up on a rock where I can see it, and it's a deal.
All right, Tripper. Now come out.
He came out of the shaft slowly, first a blur, then into the light with his hands behind his head. I got up and he walked toward me. He wasn't wearing a gun belt, but there was something in the way he moved that made me keep my hands close to my holsters. Then he made a quick sidestep, and his hands came from behind his head, and I caught the glint of a .38.
I'm all right.
Get him bad?
Gun hand and arm. Put a tourniquet on, and we'll take him down.
What's the matter with you, Jace? You look kind of funny.
Just thinking of his folks down there. His mother and even the old man. Just trying to help him because he belongs to them in spite of everything he's done.
Now, folks are like that.
We got to bring him in and break their hearts.
Yeah. Makes you wonder why he ever wanted to wear a badge.
Until you remember the man he killed and the 3 kids who'll have to grow up without him. That makes you know you couldn't ever want to do anything but wear a badge.
There's a tourniquet. That'll hold him.
All right, Tripper, on your feet. Let's go.
A ballistic check of the .38 that Lenny Tripper carried showed it to be the murder weapon used in the slaying of Roger Bradley. With that and other evidence accumulated by Ranger Pearson and the department, Tripper was convicted and sentenced to death in the electric chair.
Well,
Joel, you did a fine job of clearing up that case.
Frank, I've got a little mystery at home. Maybe you can help me.
Well, glad to try, Joel.
Well, it's the case of the disappearing Wheaties. Every once in a while, when I'm all set for a breakfast bowl of Wheaties, my cook says, "Sorry, we're fresh out."
Why, that's no mystery. Wheaties are so good, so crisp, so loaded with natural, sunny, whole wheat flavor, they just don't last long.
Yes, I know, but what can I do?
Well, you can get up early before anyone else gets at the Wheaties, or buy 2 or 3 boxes at a time.
I think you hit it, Frank. Many thanks.
Good night, and thank you, Joel McCrae.
Next week, Joel McCrae in another authentic reenactment of a case from the files of the Texas Rangers. Joel McCrae will soon be seen in the MGM production Stars in My Crown. Tonight's cast included Tony Barrett, Bill Johnstone, Sam Edwards, Paul Duboff, Byron Kane, and Virginia Gregg.
And this is the Wheaties man, Frank Martin, inviting you to listen on Monday to Frank Lovejoy and Night Beat on the Wheaties Big Parade. See you then.
Tomorrow, listen for Dorothy Maynor. Now it's Basin Street on NBC.
That was Tales of the Texas Rangers with the episode titled Apache Peak, as originally heard November 6, 1949. A programming note that is coming up in just a few short weeks. Old Time Radio USA presents its annual 4th of July, yours truly, Johnny Dollar Marathon. 24 hours of the best of America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, the man with the action-packed expense account. You'll hear from not only Bob Bailey, but you'll hear from Charles Russell, Edmund O'Brien, John Lund, and others. It's a day of mystery, intrigue, and nostalgia that you won't want to miss. Let Johnny Dollar be your soundtrack for your 4th of July celebration, only on Old Time Radio USA, part of the WOTR Radio Network. And that wraps up this week's Classic Radio Rewind. Join us next week when we hear from Murder at Midnight and the Jack Benny program. So don't forget to click subscribe wherever you get your podcasts to make sure you don't miss out on next week's show. Stay safe and be well in whatever you do. We want to see you back here next week for more classics from the golden age of radio. So for Classic Radio Rewind and the WOTR Radio Network, this is Barry Slinker saying goodbye for now.
Classic Radio Rewind is a production of the WOTR Radio Network. For more Classic Radio Rewind and to listen to any of the WOTR Radio Network stations, go to www.wotrradionetwork.com.